Good morning, children. After a long gap, after a huge gap, so we are meeting again. Am I right? Okay, so this is Parshram Singh Rajput, your English teacher. Okay, my dear children, already have finished PA2, a periodical assessment 2, already have finished. And some of you so have written very well. Some of you so then had got out of out. But what about the others? What about the others? They also had done very well, but they have to improve more, right? For improvisation or for improvement, what we have to do? We have to do hard work. Am I right? Hard work is a key to success. There are no any shortcut ways for the success. Am I right? So my dear children, so do hard work, right? Okay, my dear children. Today in this video class, we are going to start a new lesson. We are going to start a new lesson, and that lesson name is the Giant Panda, right? So open your textbook and page number 37, and your fourth lesson is the Giant Panda. Giant Panda. What is a lesson? What does it mean? What does it mean, giant? Giant means huge or a massive, a very bigger, right? A giant panda, right? Then look at the lesson. Look at the page number 37. Open your textbook, page number 37. Then look at, my dear children. Look at the first page. Can you name these animals? So there are 5 animals, Can you identify? Oftenly, one of the animals is oftenly incorrectly called a bear. When I asked you, can you identify the animals? Suddenly you said, yes sir, those are bears. But all those are not a bears. Some of the animals, they are not belong to a family of a bear, right? Then to know some more about the giant panda, so we will study in the lesson. So look at the textbook and look at the page number 38. Open the page number 38. Then look at the lesson, my dear children. There are 8 different types of bear on the planet. Totally, so there are 8 types of. There are 8. There are 8 different types of bears on the planet. Bear lived in North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. Giant pandas are found only in China. See, my dear children, so this giant panda actually lives in some of the countries. So those countries such as South America, Europe, North America, and Europe. But these giant pandas actually, so mainly they are living in China only. The giant pandas are mainly, so then they live in China. There are probably only about 1,000 giant pandas left in the world. See, my dear children, I said pandas like we have seen in every countries. I said that in North America, South America, Europe, and in other countries also we will find the pandas, but the giant pandas mainly will find in the country. Which country? Yes, that giant pandas so mainly will find in the country. So that country is China. The China only, so we will find the China only, so that these giant pandas are living. But nowadays, the numbers of the giant pandas is going to be decreasing. Now in this world, there are 1,000 giants only. How many giant pandas? Yes, there are 1,000 giant pandas only will find in the country or in the world. It means day by day the number of the giant pandas is increasing or decreasing. Yes, it's a decreasing or increasing. Yes, it's a decreasing, right? So my dear children, there are eight types of bears, right? And I said in some of the countries such as North America, South America, and in Europe. In these countries only you will find the pandas, right? But giant pandas mainly we will see in the China. And now nearly so there are thousand giant pandas only are living in the world, right, my dear children? Some more about the giant pandas, we will study in the lesson. Look at the lesson. Look at the section first. Put your fingers on each line. How I am going to read? Just to move your finger on each lines, right? If you get any difficult words, take a pencil and make it a mark. Okay, dear children? Then look at the section first. The first questions will come. What are giant pandas? What are giant pandas? I said, a giant means a huge, massive, a very bigger, right? The first question is, what are giant pandas? The giant pandas are black and white Chinese bears. See, my dear children, the first question is, what are giant pandas? What are giant pandas? Giant pandas means these are black and white Chinese bears. So what are giant pandas? Giant pandas are black and white Chinese bears. Female pandas, my dear children, female pandas are called sows. Female bear. Okay, my dear children, I said female giant pandas. Female giant pandas are called as sows. Then see, males are called boars. Males are called as boars. I said, my dear children, female giant pandas are called as sows, and male giant pandas are called as boars. And baby pandas are called, as cubs. Right? My dear children, I said giant pandas. Female giant pandas are called as sows, and male giant pandas are called as boars, and baby giant pandas are called as cubs. Right? My dear children, I said, what are giant pandas? Giant pandas are black and white Chinese bears, and female bears called as sows, male giant pandas called boars, and baby giant pandas called cubs. Right? Now look at the second question. What do pandas look like? The first question, what are giant pandas? And the second question is, what do pandas look like? See, pandas are large and have big heads and heavy bodies. My dear children, I said giant pandas. A giant means massive, huge, bigger, right? These pandas, they are very large and big heads. They have a big heads and heavy bodies. Their ears are round and their tails are very short. See, my dear children, giant pandas actually heads and bodies actually are very bigger. Heads and bodies are very bigger, and those ears, they are round and they have very short tail. Tail means, yes, bala we are saying in Kannada. Yes, the monkeys actually they have a tail, right? So these tails are very short. The Chinese call the pandas a giant cat beard because they have a cat-like eyes. See, I said actually giant pandas are mainly we have seen in China. And in China, Chinese. Chinese means those people who are living in China. So those are Chinese. How like we are living in India, we are Indians, right? And those who are living in America, those are Americans. So here, my dear children, Chinese people actually called these pandas. They called these pandas as a giant cat beard. Giant a cat beard. Why they called giant pandas as a cat beard? Because they have a cat like eyes. These pandas, they have eyes. Those eyes actually seems like a cat's eyes. That is why they call these as a cat beard, giant cat beard, because they have a cat like eyes. Pandas have a sharp eye and can see very well. See, my dear children, a sharp eyes. Sharp eyes means eyes which can see far and clearly. Far and clearly. I said, Chinese actually they called these pandas as cat beards, and pandas have a sharp eyes. These pandas actually have very sharp eyes. Sharp eyes means so eyes which can see far and away. Giant pandas are mainly white. However, they have a black patches around the eyes, ears, shoulders, chest, legs, and feet. My dear children, so commonly, so mainly these giant pets actually, giant pandas actually are in a white color, but there are some of the black patches on their eyes, ears, shoulders, chest, legs, and feet. I said, mainly these Chinese giant pandas are in a white color, but in some of their bodies, so then we have seen some of the black patches. Such as on their eyes, on their legs, on their shoulder, on their stomachs, and on their feet, right? Then their black and white coloring helps them to hide from enemies. Pandas have very thick, oily, woolly fur that keeps them warm in the cold and wet mountains. So these black patches, this black patch on their body, sometimes actually it helps them, it protected from their enemies, right? So because of these black patches, I said these black patches actually on their bodies, right? And these black patches actually protected them from the enemies. And so the next question, how big are giant pandas? So the third question is, how big are giant pandas? Now look at children. A full-grown male panda can be about 6 feet tall and weight up to 115 kilograms. How big are giant pandas? The male pandas. Male pandas so these male pandas, sometimes they are 6 feet tall. See, so this is like a size of the male panda. Male panda actually, so sometimes so then, they are 6 feet tall and 115 kilograms. Look at the weight of the panda, right? The male panda actually, so then size sometimes 6 feet tall and their weight nearly 115 kilo. Females are smaller comparing to female. Female actually comparing to male giant panda. Female giant panda are very smaller. Maybe like they are not too much taller of 6 feet, or maybe they are not taller than male pandas, and maybe like their weight is also below 115 kilo. While many people think pandas are cuddly and sweet. Cuddly. Get the meaning of the cuddly? It means a soft and lovable. A soft and lovable, or making one want to hug them. One wanted to hug them. See, while many people think panda cuddle and sweet, they can be dangerous as any other bearers. See, my dear children, I said, how big are giant pandas? The male pandas actually are 6 feet tall and their weight is 115 kilo. And the female giant pandas, they are not 6 feet taller, and maybe so then they are not 115, maybe like below of the 115 kilo. The last question is, how do pandas move? So it's the first question, the second, third, and the fourth. How do pandas move? Right? It's the last question. How do pandas move? Pandas are good climbers, my dear children. These pandas, so they are good climbers. Sometimes they can afternoon nap high up in the trees. Nap means a short sleep. See, my dear children, I said, so these pandas, how do pandas move? These are very good climbers. These are very good climbers, and sometimes they take afternoon nap. Nap means a short sleep. These pandas, sometimes they take a short sleep on the high trees. They use their short claws to hold on to the bark of trees. Pandas cannot run fast. So, my dear children, pandas, they are holding the tree very tightly by their claws. Claws means, yes. So these pandas, they hold the tree very tightly by their claws, right? So these types of pandas actually move, right? My dear children, in this period, so then we have learned what are giant pandas. The second question, so what do pandas look like? And third one, how big giant pandas? And the last one, how do pandas move? Right? And in the next class, we'll study some more about the giant pandas. Right, my dear children? I hope so that today's video's class you understood perfectly. Right, dear? If you get any doubts, just call me and clarify your doubts. Right, my dear children? Okay, in the next class, I will study some more about the giant pandas. Until see you. Take care. Bye bye.